Wow. Tyra Banks, you are one awful therapist. You tried to have Oprah/Dr. Phil healing fest with Marjorie, but instead you get episode of European Introverts Gone Wild. I guess, Tyra, there are some things you cannot do. Another one of them being produce direct-to-video movies. Did anyone else see ad for Tyra Banks' The Click? I did the Google and discovered this popular brand of books, but Tyra, what is so fierce about the Westchester version of 1995's Clueless? I think Gossip Girl already has discovered, no? But so what? Nothing can top a unraveling of Marjorie. Perhaps her new Hillary Swank Boys Don't Cry haircut was last straw, as Marjorie decided to prove she was a girl with a vengeance, inviting boat driver boys from Ghosty to house and asking them to bring the booze. Then she made out with one and got into the tub with him with all her clothes on. Party was actually an interesting study in Final Four girls' flirting techniques. McKee started wrestling one of the guys by putting his head between her thighs. I think he might have been letting her win. And Samantha showed off a different bag of tricks, a la playing cards. It was actually kind of sweet how bad they all were at the flirting. It reminded us of how young they all are. Except for Emily. She wanted no part of these Amsterdam antics and, seeing that Marjorie was majorly drunk, came to her rescue. She even stood up to sleazy Euro dudes who tell her to lighten up. I applaud Emily for being the anal boys do not like. Now, if only she could learn to turn it off sometimes. Everything she do seemed forced, and that is not the model way. McKee, on the other hand, has mastered the looseness of the model, and I become more and more convinced that she will be the one to win it all next week. High point of the episode? Finally, an exotic fashion shoot. Low point of the episode? Seeing how the passage of time has turned Mark Vanderloo into a Jeremy Irons lookalike. I guess all men cannot age like Nigel Barker. And how creepy was it that Mark Vanderloo basically showed up to hold a piece of paper and make out with teenage girls on television. He should be almost as embarrassed as Whitney, who is back once again with My Life as a Cover Girl. Whitney tells us that everywhere is a catwalk, which is good for her because she cannot get on the real one. Whitney then exclaimed that anyone can be cover girl, right before they cut to a real cover girl commercial with music superstar Rihanna. What were you saying about anyone, Whitney? The rankings in the panel? Annalie got top spot, even though I think her photo was the crap. Her necklace was in her face. McKee was robbed, walking away with only second place. Final two was Marjorie and Samantha, and while I usually have a good idea of who is getting the boot, this time I was unsure. In the end, Marjorie go home, because if she is getting drunk now, imagine what she would do if she wins. So darlings, am I right? Will McKee win it all? Or will Annalie overachieve her way to the top? And does Samantha have a chance since, being basically a skinny Whitney, her winning would be like a repeat? See you next week, darlings.